We talked about this a little bit, but it's a very wide open A10 right now, which is not something you could have said last year or even the year prior. Is there an excitement around that, and if so, why?
Um, I always assumed it was pretty open. I think the conference is just competitive. I think when you go on the road, it's going to be difficult no matter who you're facing. It's going to be a tough challenge against a team playing at home in their home crowd, and there's just a lot of parity within the league. There's teams that are stout on defense. You got some big time scorers in the league, so you're just facing good coaching, tough challenges each and every night. So I'm not surprised when you see teams beating each other, and it's kind of a lot of parity within the league.
Drew, you've had a chance now to not have any games for a week. What have you learned from these starts and stops earlier in the season to rest guys, but also keep them fresh and balanced on the court?
Yeah, you want to get rest, but you also want to be sharp. I think film work is important, and then just correcting anything that you think you need to fix. So that's been important for us when we've had these stretches before. But going into the game, when you do have some time off, you want to have some good energy. So I think being able to practice hard but still get some rest, that's a balance that you try to figure out.
Drew, how do you try to erase the stigma of trying to win on the road, and how you treat the games the same? I mean, with Davidson, the outcome wasn't the same as what it's been here. You got to go on the road again.
Yeah, the road is something you have to embrace, but it's also a chance for your team to bond and really come together, because it's you against that whole arena. It's a beautiful thing when you do get a win, but I think there's been some growth. If you look back at our first true road game, DePaul, it was bad in the second half. I think Davidson, we gave ourselves a chance to win, down to 1 minute left in that game, a one possession game. So you just got to try to monitor the growth and understand where your team is. And I think we're at a place now where we're capable of winning on the road.
One of the things Kareem said he'd like to see the team get better with is defensive consistency. You mentioned that Jake DeMichael will be back in the mix here soon. How beneficial will it be having him back to help with that defensive consistency?
With Jake, you just bring back a fighter, a competitor, someone who does have experience, played in some big games last year, so he understands our concepts and strategies, what we want to do defensively, and also, honestly, it just gives us another guard, so we can be a little fresh. I think the last couple games, due to some injuries, I think we haven't defended as well in the second half. I think guys had to play some extended minutes, and we started to get fatigued, and our defensive efforts showed. I think Davidson 60% in the second half, and St. Joe's a similar performance. So it's something that we have to continue to grow, area we got to grow in and get better.
Speaking of road, Drew, the Bonaventure at Bonaventure really showed you guys that you could win, and it was off to the races. How much do you think having that demonstrative effort really could help this team turn the corner and take that next step forward?
Yeah, it is the next step, right? Because we haven't accomplished it yet. So there's something to being able to win on the road, but it's not the end all, right? I don't know if it's going to be the step that propels us in any direction, because you always have to take one game at a time. But for us, we're just want to go into this next game at George Washington and show some improvement and a consistent effort with our style of play.
Drew, I know you've been a very busy guy, but at the end of December, they announced that junior college transfers, at least for this upcoming season, get an extra year of eligibility, paving the way for potential, more players getting extra years of eligibility. Have you thought about how that might impact how you recruit in this upcoming season?
Oh yeah, it definitely changes things. There may even be some more rule changes that come into play here within the next few months. So it's just continuing to change, and it's changing rapidly. So we're just trying to make sure that we stay up to date and we figure out our roster the best way we need to. So whether it be young men from high school, junior college, or within the transfer portal, for us it's just finding the right pieces to the puzzle. And we'll always consider all options.
I know you probably haven't talked about it yet, but the rule impacts trade Dinkins very specifically. Have you guys talked about that at all, or just kept it open at least?
Our focus is currently just right now. I think he doesn't want to discuss those things. It's just something that can kind of take you away from what you want to accomplish, and right now that's just not where he wants to be. His feet are planted in this season at the current moment. I like where he's at. I like his mindset. So I think we should keep it that way.
Awesome. Thanks, sir.
Anything else?